I kind of wanted to start off singing because I had a dream about Sheila E. Well, I didn't have a dream about Sheila E. I had a dream about a Mexican guy who was being chased by the cartel, and I was helping him, and Sheila E. was the background music. Fabulous life.
Okay.
Welcome to my dreams, and welcome to Broke, Gifted, and Black.
And we got a straight-haired Nana today.
Yes, we do. A little wavy, little waves.
Yeah, go ahead and put your little curls in there. Your little flowy curls, not your
not my kinky curls. No. Today we are 2A in the building. Hello.
2A. Go ahead with the 2A.
I know. But
now you got to wrap your hair up tonight.
No, actually, I used this thing to make the waves because I did my hair 3 days ago. This is old hair. There's this thing that you put on and you wrap the hair around so that it can keep the waves. Kind of like on YouTube when you see those like heatless waves with a sock. But it's like real because you can't wrap our hair, well, my hair with a sock. Like, you know what I mean? Because it'll break it.
Right.
So it's silk covered, like kind of tube thing that you put on and you kind of clip it. You just sleep with it. And it takes like 3 minutes.
Nice. So you blew your hair out by yourself?
No, I went to the hairdresser 3 days ago. She trimmed it. But to keep it up,
I got it.
I did that instead of wrapping or pin curling. And it takes 5 minutes instead of 25 minutes.
Oh, those are the days.
Of pin curling?
No, I'm saying, I'm going to go back and get a weave. So I literally can not have to spend 30 minutes trying to twist my hair up or whatever the case may be.
But you can straighten your hair and keep it for like...
not the way I work out.
Oh, yeah, you do like really work out really hard. Yeah. But there is a trick. You can put your hair in a top knot, wrap it with a little bandana, and then it stays.
If you sweat in your head, it's not going to.
I'm telling you.
I'm telling you.
Have you done this?
Yeah.
Have you tried this?
Yes.
Because I did boot camp with this and it worked.
Hey, my edges be like.
Oh.
Yeah. No, my edges don't play. My edges like, oh, bitch, you tried it.
Sweat.
And salt, bitch, you tried it. You tried.
But I feel you. I'm going swimming next week, so this is all going to be over next week. I'm doing swim lessons. I'm breaking generational curses.
Nice. You don't know how to swim?
I don't know how to swim well. When I went to Hawaii, I learned that I am not a good swimmer.
Oh, well, yeah, you definitely need to learn to swim so you don't die.
Yeah.
In water. So
that's
good. All right. Yeah. I look forward to hearing about that that adventure.
Thank you. I have a private lesson on Tuesday and Thursday, and every Tuesday and Thursday for about 7 weeks.
Nice.
Pray for me. I'm scared.
Yeah.
So that topped BGB news, Nana swimming.
Yes.
Welcome. Let's get into BGB news. Were you a Friends watcher?
I was not until I got married. And
Carlton introduced you to Friends?
He did.
Oh, that's interesting.
Like every single night, we watch Friends before we go to bed. Like that's how he goes to sleep. He has to have the TV on and it's Friends. Like I know probably every single episode of Friends now. Oh my God. Like,
oh my goodness. Okay. Well, okay. Did you watch Living Single, the original Friends?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I feel like that is a slightly better show.
And we're watching that again. So.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. So they're having a reunion, even though I swear they said that they weren't going to.
Mm-hmm. No. Yeah, they never said they weren't going to. It wasn't a reunion show, right? It was just like them talking.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's actually what we're going to do probably this evening around 6 o'clock.
You're going to
watch the Friends reunion.
Oh, okay. I was like, you're going to sit around and talk about Friends? Oh, okay. Okay. So it hasn't aired yet, but the creators, Marta Kaufman and...
It actually should have started today. Should be on now.
Oh, right now?
It's streaming on
HBO Max.
HBO Max. Yeah. So it should be out today.
It is on HBO Max. But basically the creators got together with the Hollywood Reporter and kind of talked about where they fell short and their biggest regrets. Marta Kaufman and David Crane, as well as executive producer, director Kevin Bright, weigh in on everything from the show's lack of diversity, Matthew Perry's health, because there was a time when he was an alcoholic, or was he on drugs?
I think he's on drugs. He was super skinny on drugs.
Yeah. What would have ever happened to Joey had there not been a spinoff, and whether or not Ross and Rachel were truly on a break. So if you are a Friends connoisseur, I think I've seen all the episodes as well. I didn't know that Friends literally bit off of Living Single until there was an interview with Queen Latifah, and she literally said it. And she explained how everything happened and how they wanted to name Living Singles Friends. And like everything, how they basically just took it. Because Living Single came in 93 and Friends came in 94.
No, I knew that. I didn't know that they wanted to. But how could they have prevented them from naming it Friends if it was already in production?
Like the show Friends?
No, Living Single. So she said Living
Single. No, like Living Single was being created, and some of the names that came out were like to name it were Friends, like before Friends was in production.
Right.
And they were like, this is so good. Let's take that Friends idea and just make it like in Manhattan instead of Brooklyn. And basically like they took their formula and gave it a white face, and then took one of the names that they were going to call it in their pitch and put Friends on Friends. Does that make sense?
So basically it's the same people that produced
it. They shopped it to the same people.
So Living Single was just like, oh, we're not going to call it Friends. We're going to
call it Living.
They decided on a different name. And then when they decided on that name, the company came and said, oh, okay, well, let's go ahead and put white faces on this, do this. And we're just going to go ahead and use the name.
But it's like, we're going to take that idea that was shopped to us and we're going to take it over here and it's going to blow up. And it did. But
you know what? I mean, no, but the thing about it is, and I mean, yeah, their careers are phenomenal, but thankfully, not everyone, most of the folks on Living Single, they also had a nice career, definitely not a Friends career.
No,
they still had a career. It wasn't like
half of them did.
Yeah. I don't know what happened to Overton.
Don't know. I know Erica Alexander has a podcast about reparations.
Oh, she's coming back. There's something she's doing a movie right now. She did a Blumhouse movie down in New Orleans. With Derek Luke and I can't think of the name of the movie right now. But they just wrapped, and I know this because, well, I auditioned for a role on there, number one. Number two, my son on First Christmas actually had a role on it as well.
Oh.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. So she's working, and she was in Get Out. She had a bit part in Get Out.
She was. I think that was a part of her return, because for a while she was gone. Well, she wasn't doing anything.
Or was she? I mean, was that of her own volition, or was that?
It wasn't. Actually, there's a few interviews that she's done that she was just like all of a sudden she got locked out, and roles just were not coming for her. And it was, they were looking for a certain look, and so if she didn't fit that look, so she wasn't getting those parts. And then the people that were getting like maybe as she said, the roles that were okay for darker skinned women were the big names, Viola, you know what I mean? Like those really big names that it's like she felt like she couldn't compete. So welcome back, Erica Alexander, because she is the bomb.
Yeah. She really
so I would say half of them kept their careers.
Right.
Like Kim Fields is on that Upshaws on Netflix.
I heard that was really good, which I haven't watched yet.
I've watched a couple. It's very interesting. I feel like it gets better. I'm on episode 3 though, so I'm not that deep. But it's very, I mean, it's what's Mike Epps, Wanda Sykes, and Kim Fields. I don't see Kim Fields in that role, but she's doing it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I've heard people saying that it's like kind of a, they feel like it's a modern family type of, a modern Black family type of look.
Yeah. But it definitely feeds into like some stereotypes because he got like a baby mama who was like a break kid. And then they have an older kid that he wasn't in their life. And then they have 2 kids that they're raising. Okay. So there's some stereotypes, but it's, it's Mike Epps. So I feel like that's his brand. Right. So check out Friends the Reunion if that is your thing. If not, watch the Living Single reruns. Is it still on Hulu?
It's on Hulu. I think it's on Hulu, but it's also on regular TV as well.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well,
along
I don't know where you.
Show.
It is.
Cosby
it's
still
back.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I know.
Don't be taking everybody else's residuals just because Bill Cosby is.
The Cosby Show was on Amazon, so
right.
They were getting money from Jeff Bezos somehow.
Okay.
Moving on.
Yeah.
If you wanted to go to Howard, here's your chance. And to honor Chadwick Boseman all at the same time, and maybe to get a class under Felicia Rashad. That's a lot.
Ooh, that is a whole lot.
That's a lot.
Yeah. That's awesome. So they're renaming its College of Fine Arts after the late Chadwick Boseman.
Yes.
Okay, he graduated. Boseman was an undergrad in 1997, and they're going to change the name.
I think that's beautiful. I think that's a great way to honor somebody. Is to name a school after them.
I mean, and then it's not a school. I mean,
it's a college. It's a college of fine arts.
It's a piece of the school. Piece of yeah.
But if now you want to apply, this might be the time. I actually kind of regret not going to HBCU, but oh well. Howard is a great school.
I do too. I actually was accepted into Howard, but then I was like, I don't want to leave Texas.
Really?
I know. I don't know what's wrong with me.
Where'd you go?
UNT, up the street, up the damn street.
In Denton.
10 minutes away from the house.
That has a really good program, though.
For what? Well. That didn't go to school for that.
Oh, okay. Well, never mind.
Yeah, no, I just went to school and got a degree. That's what I was in school for.
Because that's what they tell us to do.
That's what they tell us to do. But thankfully, I did not have any student loans because the company that I actually worked for at the time actually paid for my school. So, yeah. So I only had to pay like my first semester of school. I had loans for the first semester. And then when I started working at that company, which was Verizon, it was GT at the time. I'm dating myself. But they paid for it.
I really don't. Like, I have to Google that. Because I've been with Verizon I've been with Verizon for a long time, and I don't remember this GT that you speak of.
GTE. It was General Telephone GTE. Yeah. Telephone.
General
Telephone and Electronics. Something like that.
I don't think that's what it stands for, but okay, that's what we're going to go with right now.
I'm going to Google it right now.
I don't think that's what it stands. I think it's General. No, that's GE.
Yeah.
I was like General Electric, but that's GE.
Yeah. Yes. I'm pretty sure that's what it was.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. But anyway, bought Verizon and all that kind of stuff.
Is it General
Telephone and Electronics?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Well, she knows what she's talking about. So Hulu is doing a biopic of Mike Tyson called Iron Mike, and they have cast the role of Mike Tyson with Trevante Rhodes, who you would know from his breakout role in Moonlight. He played the oldest of the gay guys. I don't know.
Why you gotta say it like that?
Like how to like put his he played the oldest of the main character.
Of the main character.
Yes, thank you. It will explore the wild, tragic, and controversial life and career, what Hulu calls one of the most polarizing figures in sports culture. Tyson is not involved with the series in any capacity, though sources say Hulu executive briefed him and his team on the series a couple of months ago.
See, that's the thing about these shows. You can't sit up here. Don't be trying to tell my life without me being involved in me telling my life. Like, because now you're going to put all these little creative liberties in there and you're going to put your own spin on it. And, you know, that's not okay.
I mean, but I feel like we know some of the things that Mike Tyson did. Like, we know he had a tiger, right? We know that he bit off Evander Holyfield's ear. We know that he beat up Robin. I forgot her last name. Gibbons.
Yeah.
Like, we know.
Did he, though? Did he?
I think he did abuse her because there were like pictures of
and he was went to jail for rape.
Okay, I did not know that. I don't think I knew that.
You don't know he's been in jail for rape?
Who did he rape?
I mean, I don't know her name, but he was in jail for like 3 or 4 years.
Really? What was I doing? What years were these? Was I high? What was I doing?
I guess so.
I don't remember that.
You do not remember that.
I really don't.
In 1992, Tyson was sentenced to 6 years in prison with an additional
1992? Who cares? Like, in 1992, I wasn't paying attention to Mike Tyson going to jail. And how are you paying attention in 1992?
He was at the height of his career.
Yeah, but like, we were children.
I also watched boxing.
Oh, I didn't.
Oh,
there you go.
Okay. And so anyway, her name was Desiree Washington. So please forgive me, Desiree Washington. She was an 18-year-old Miss Black America contestant. The boxer denied the accusations throughout the trial, but was convicted in February of 1992. So yes, he was sentenced to 6 years in prison and 4 years of probation. So yes.
Okay.
So again, you're going to sit up here and tell my story.
I mean, they talked to him.
Yeah.
That's better than what a lot of people have biographies and biopics written about them, and they have nothing to do with it. Like they're not even notified.
Well, I mean, I guess at least they told him, but again, they say he doesn't have any involvement, which means to me that he hasn't signed off on any of the stuff that they're saying.
Sure.
So
I'm still gonna watch.
I am too.
I'm definitely gonna watch.
And I think that's a good casting choice. I think he
favors him.
He favors him a little bit.
Yeah. I think we had Akron on here. Oh, we told him he should be 50 Cent, not Mike Tyson. But he kind of favors Trevante. So I was like, I kind of thought about it a little bit.
I can see that. Yeah.
All right. Our final topic for BGB News is This Is Us. They're going to be spoilers, okay? So stop listening if you haven't watched this past Tuesday. So this is going to be the second to the last season. Next season is going to be their season finale. Series finale, their final season. And so basically the This Is Us creators talked about, if you watch this last episode, you know that there is a wedding. And they played with our emotions because I was like, at the beginning, I was like, oh my God, please don't mess up your wedding vows with these, marriage, whatever he was doing in the mirror. Mm-hmm. And then you find out at the end that it's not his wedding. It's Kate's. And she's marrying the British guy that didn't like her.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Where's Toby?
Who wouldn't let her go?
Who wouldn't let her quit?
Who wouldn't let her resign? He had an ulterior motive the whole time.
He probably wanted her from the beginning.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And Madison is still in the picture. Well, I guess she's still the mother.
She's got to be in the picture.
Children.
Yeah. But I wonder if they ended up getting married. I think they might.
I don't think so.
Well, how come?
Because she was like, I deserve someone who's going to be in love with me.
So who's to say he's not now? And he just maybe wasn't at that time, and maybe they just continued to grow, and he,
I feel like.
Do you think he's going to end up with Sophie, which would really be like?
I think he'd end up with Sophie or that, or Beth's sister or cousin.
Yeah. No, him and Zoe.
No,
bet not.
Why not?
Bet not.
What? Why are you so opposed to that?
Because I wanted to be Zoe.
Did you audition for that?
I didn't, but I would have loved to. Oh God, I would have loved to.
I would have been like, oh my gosh, that would have been so awesome to see you.
No.
Kissing Kevin.
Yes, that's why I wanted to do it.
Are you okay with kissing people in your roles?
Yeah.
Okay. Some people are like, no, I don't want to. I'm married.
Yeah, it's so unromantic. It's so just like you have a camera in your face and like people are like cut, and it's like okay, so it's like I don't care.
Yeah. No, I feel you. I had to kiss a guy in a stage play, over and over, and it was just like okay, whatever. Yeah. But I also wasn't in a committed relationship, so I was like, we can go all day with this.
Give me some tongue.
I know, like, let's make it real at stage. I kind of enjoyed the twist. I'm looking forward to see how and where Toby disappears, how they become divorced. I thought they were kismet and meant to be, so I'm kind of hurt by that.
I'm very hurt by it.
Yeah, and I knew that Madison and him were not going to get married.
Yeah, you could kind of see that coming in the episode before when she was watching that video and, had this look on her face like, or whatever. So, yeah, I mean, I kind of saw it happening. But I didn't see Kate, and especially with everything that they were going through with the babies. But then again, I can see that being a point of contention too. That could be tough in a relationship. That, and then the fact that he's taking this job in San Francisco and she doesn't want to go, and he has to work, and that's where he's working. And maybe it was just that. Maybe they amicably split.
No, I want some drama. Toby's been a downer. And I know it sucks to like not be on the path that you want and not have the job you want. That does change you. But I just liked fun Toby. So I was just like, I'd leave him too.
Well, and maybe that's what it is. Maybe she's like, okay, you're not the same person anymore because, you based your wealth or your worth on this job and not necessarily our family. And so, so holla at you. But hey, lucky for Kate. I said lucky for Kate.
Listen, she got a man like real quick.
All right. Okay.
And he got a little accent. I like a man with an accent.
Yeah, well, but he looks so corny.
He does.
And then the way you treated me too, off top. I don't know if we could be cool because like you did me dirty off top.
But that's some of the best relationships, like an ex-boyfriend of. Well, I mean, I don't think that's a good example because we're not together. But we had a decent relationship. We had a good. Okay, never mind. Fuck that example. Okay. That keeps on going down. I'm like, we had a good, decent. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we didn't kill each other.
There you go.
But we started off as arch nemesis. So.
Arch nemesis. Wow.
Pretty much. So the final season, was that the season finale?
That was the season finale.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So we'll have to wait until the fall to figure out how Toby and Kate split up. And also what's next for Deja and what's
The
the little
boy.
name? Malik.
I don't know.
Deja and
Malik.
Malik. Since he applied to Howard and
Harvard.
now, was it Harvard?
Harvard.
Oh, we just were talking about Harvard.
Yeah.
I mean Howard. So Harvard, and what's going to happen with their relationship.
And the little girl, what's her name?
Which one?
Their daughter, Tess.
Yeah.
She's with her identity crisis. I don't know. I kind of feel like.
But I was like, okay, your dress didn't change that much.
Yeah, I was like, you just threw a black shirt over it and like kind of messed with the skirt.
And did the A-line hem and all that kind
of
stuff. I would have been like, this is my wedding. You won't wear what I want you to wear.
I kind of felt like, I don't know. I kind of felt like that part was unnecessary. And it's not like not reaffirming your child, but I have been put in many dresses that I was like, this is ugly.
Yeah.
And I do not want to wear this, or this is not flattering. And people were just like, okay, as soon as you're done walking down the aisle and you do the reception thing, take it off.
Right.
That's it.
Yep.
So I don't know. I kind of looked at that, that little storyline like, really?
Yeah. Right.
Is that necessary? So we want to welcome our very special guest, Ijeoma Onu. Welcome to the podcast.
Well, thank you. Nice to see you here, guys, and nice to be here with you too.
I'm a little biased because she's family. So, and she like definitely inspires me to do better. But Ijeoma is a lifelong creative and founder of Oma Organics LLC, a natural organic skincare company. And is it Didaá or
Didaá?
Didaá.
Yes.
Handcrafted, a bespoke luxury. Is it bespoke or bespoke?
Bespoke.
Bespoke. It's bespoke. It's bespoke.
It's actually bespoke. It's actually bespoke.
Bespoke. Luxury leather. I feel like another Antigone.
It is. It is.
Luxury leather.
Wait a minute. I need you to start like reading these bios and then like going to like pronunciation.com and be like, how do you say this word? So
I love improv, but I love improv. So this is where I live. Okay. She currently holds a full-time job in the payments industry as a senior product manager, where she's charged with the commercialization of 5 distinct products, including implementing go-to market strategies, monitoring sales numbers, and ensuring that in collaboration with the marketing team, the sales team has all the resources necessary to increase company sales and revenue. Ijeoma has had many accomplishments. Didaá Handcraft, an eponymous brand created and named in honor of her mother, who was fondly nicknamed Didaá, was created in 2015. An upscale bespoke leather goods company that utilizes old world handcrafting techniques to create forward yet classic designs. Very, very fancy. And Oma Organics, another eponymous brand named after the company's founder, was founded in November 2020 during the panoramic and is a natural and organic skincare company with the focus of utilizing good, sustainable practices from ingredients, sourcing to packaging. Oma Organics was inspired by the founder's desire to create healthy, skin-friendly products after having experienced her son's childhood eczema and her own challenges with problematic skin. The company utilizes natural and organic ingredients, including organic essential oils, for their aerotherapeutic benefits, no artificial fragrances, and a sustainable packaging. Hence our motto to formulate good skincare for self-care through earth care. Welcome to the podcast, EJ. She's also an avid traveler, lover of nature and culture, arts, music, perpetual creative, and mama of 2 very beautiful children. And an entrepreneur. Just a little biased, but they are good-looking kids. Her motto, leave no God-given talent unexplored.
Love that. Love that, love that, love that.
Welcome to the podcast.
Thank you, ladies. Happy to be here.
I asked you on because you are like all things creative, because every time I look at EJ's Instagram or Facebook or something, she's like, I have a new business. This is what I'm doing now. And I'm just like,
how?
And this is why I wanted her on this podcast, because I'm like, I need you to share with other people how. And by other people is me. Okay. So there are a lot of people working corporate jobs.
Yeah.
And they want to do what you're doing, at least attempt it. So what inspired you to make the leap to first start your first business, which wasn't in your bio, which was cake decorating, and then go now from bespoke leather goods and beautiful skincare line, which she sent me like the entire line, and it's amazing. But please let us know.
Well, I will definitely say my dad inspired me. My dad was the entrepreneur for life. And he, just like I have, worked in corporate Nigeria. He was the equivalent of a CPA, and he owned a poultry, he owned an investment company, and he had property that he invested in as well. So I pretty much grew up watching him juggle everything. Of course, growing up in Nigeria is totally different from being a single mother in America trying to run more than one thing. But at least that was the inspiration initially to go into business and to explore my creative avenues. So I have been baking for as long as I can remember. My mom used to bake. She went to school in London and she picked up different recipes for cakes and taught me when I was pretty young. And I started a little business from my dad's home, actually, when I was 16, making birthday cakes and little wedding cakes and just whatever orders I could get at that age from whomever would trust me to make their cakes. So I did that. And when I moved to the United States while in college, I dabbled in just about everything that I could to earn a little extra money. Of course, being an international student, my dad could only swing my fees, and everything else was up to me. So I was a resident advisor. I did braids, I baked cakes, I did everything I could just to get that extra income. And mostly because I really enjoyed using my hands. So that was an easy transition for me. And of course, as I progressed with all of these many avenues, I had to consider time management and all these other things that come in when you have children and other things that really require your time. So
it was your dad, who was a great man.
Sure was.
And he always would slip me money, which I appreciate.
That's the best dad. Are you kidding? The best.
I know. You give him a hug and then he'd slide you some money.
Nice.
And you're like, thank you, Uncle, so much.
I want another hug, Uncle. One more.
He was quite generous. I have to agree.
He was. So what business practices did you learn from your job, that maybe one business practice that you learned from your corporate job that you use in your own business? And what is one thing that you will absolutely not do and that you would avoid at all costs?
Well, currently I'm a product manager. So I'm a product manager. I manage about 5 products. And really what that means is just taking a product to market, either one that's in existence, in a new market, or from scratch. And one thing I learned is really the process of the go-to-market process. It's really helped me, specifically in Oma Organics. Didaá Handcrafted started as a labor of love. So there was no process. I just started making bags. Someone wanted one. I made them one, and it went from there. But with Oma Organics, really understanding who my market is, and understanding the core facets of actually taking a business to market, that was key in ensuring that I launched this business with some type of a process in place, as opposed to just throwing it out. And it really allowed me to be quite thoughtful and patient in the process, because when you think to launch a business, you just want it out there. And my experience with as a product manager allowed me to pace myself and gradually follow the tenets of go-to-market strategy to have a successful launch. Of course, it could have been better, but at least I had that little foundation to help me initially. One thing I would not do is be rigid. My job experience forces me to follow a very strict process, and there are a lot of things that hold back the launch. A lot of, I guess, things that really, in my humble opinion, are not necessary. So just allowing myself to pivot, allowing myself to be flexible in my process, as opposed to using some of the rigid practices that I've learned over time.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, well, I mean, I want to go back to this cake thing, because I mean, there's something about cakes and recipes and sweets.
Mm-hmm.
So you said developing cake recipes was easily transferable to formulating skincare products.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, number one, how?
Okay.
And then, like, okay, can you tell us like 3 skills that are transferable? And then, of course, I want your best cake recipe.
Okay. All right. So how? Formulas, recipes, they're pretty much the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, there are different ingredients that need to be formulated in both areas, in either area. But the idea of formulating is really determining how much of this and that will make that.
Mm-hmm.
So in cake decorating and baking, a cake can easily go to bread if you add too much or too little of any one ingredient. And the same applies here. You can get a butter or a cream or an oil, depending on the amounts of each ingredient that you add into the formula. So that was easy for me, for my mind to grasp. Of course, initially my formulas were pretty basic. You know, I was mostly, and I am for the most part, mostly oil-based. But it took me about 3 years to get to my body butter formula as it is today. And it really was a process of weighing what are the contents of this particular butter compared to this other butter, shea butter, kwasu butter, 2 different ingredients, both butters, but a little more of this, a little less of that gives you a totally different product. So I was able to just transfer that know-how of understanding how much of each ingredient can get you the end result or the end product. So really, baking is very, very much science oriented, and the amount compared to cooking, you can just, like Mama taught us, just throw in ingredients into the pot, and yeah, that's my recipe, you know. But for baking, no, you got to get it right to get a pound cake or a sponge cake. Those are very, very science based, and the same applies with skincare formulating.
Nice. So what's your best cake recipe? Like, what's your favorite?
Well, it used to be my carrot cake for forever, and I'm a Southern girl now, but
okay.
Red velvet is my to die for recipe.
Yeah. Really?
Oh gosh. Yeah, what do you think?
I don't know, because you haven't brought cake to anything that you've been to. You pop up and you don't bring no cake. Next time you come, bring some cake, Ijeoma, or else I'm telling everyone. I'm gonna be like,
really good white chocolate, raspberry cake as well. But red velvet, carrot cake are my top.
Now I want something sweet.
I don't bake anymore for people. I just bake for my little people. They're not so little, but for family too.
Yeah. So we're gonna have a family gathering, and we're gonna have you bring some cake.
Yes.
Oh gosh. So okay. So you work full time.
I do.
You have 2 businesses.
Yes.
So how, again, I think my question today for you is how. Like how do you balance it all? And like at what point would you feel comfortable just saying, you know what, I'm gonna go full force into these businesses I have and I'm gonna quit this day job?
Well, the answer to how is by the skin of my teeth.
Okay.
Okay. So this is no easy feat. And it's not always something I would encourage others to do. Mine is very driven by my passion for the things that I do. So I think that's the key ingredient there is if you're not passionate about your business or business endeavors, don't juggle the two. Don't juggle a full-time job and business. Because it does take that passion to take you to the next level, to keep you awake till 2 a.m. in the morning after you've gotten off your 9 to 5 focused on your job. It takes passion to take time away from your loved ones, to not make that trip, So for me, that was key. Or that is key. How do I do it? I'm not the most organized person in the world. So that's why I keep harping on the fact that it must be passion that gets me through all of this. But I've learned to prioritize things. With Didaá Handcrafted, I started it, of course, just as I said, it was a passion project that stemmed from the death of my mom. And it was actually therapeutic for me. So I started one bag, I carried it around, someone wanted to order it, and it just kind of went from there. The plus side of that is I was able to gradually make my way into forming a business from initially just, this is my hobby or whatever it was. I took the time and purchased my tools, which leathercraft tools are very expensive, and I'm still working on gathering all of that. But the plus side is the reason I was able to start Oma Organics, even with Didaá Handcrafted, is because I was able to kind of determine what type of business I wanted with Didaá Handcrafted. I have the leverage I have the ability to actually determine how many orders I'm going to take with Didaá. So it leaves room for Oma Organics, which orders come through whenever and I fill them. With Didaá Handcrafted, currently I'm working more behind the scenes with 2 up-and-coming brands, doing a pre-launch for them and creating prototypes for their business. So it's a slower process on that end. And also with my direct customers, I can choose to take an order or not, depending on what's going on with Oma Organics or my 9 to 5. So it's kind of a perfect blend of businesses because I can kind of taper where I want to focus. When will I quit my job? As a single mom, it's kind of a challenge to make that decision. I was more adventurous when I didn't have my kids. I would quit on a dime and do something. Well, I never quit, but I would change things or do something new on a dime. But with them, it's a little different. I have to
have benefits
think
too.
it through. Sorry.
Benefits. So you got to have benefits too.
We need
healthcare.
Yes. So
healthcare.
I'm thinking, and I do recognize that I have to I only get out from either of these businesses as much effort as I put into them. And I can't give them 100% if I'm working for someone else full time. So my goal at this point, I'm not that person who wants to replace her salary altogether, because I know if I quit or rather, if I can gain from both businesses about 60-70% of my salary, I'm ready to quit, really. And I know that once I do so, the energy that I gave to my business, to my work, I can focus on my business and turn over profits and revenue much faster. So I'm not as scared to make that leap, but I'm not waiting for it to replace my salary, but I'm just kind of trying to pace myself and make sure it's the right time. And not all of us can be as lucky as you and get laid off and get a and get a payout. So, if that happened to me and God just dropped that in my hands, I will take it and run and focus on my businesses. But that's where I am at this point.
Yes, healthcare took away my money, but that's okay.
Oh, no, I remember that.
But I mean, no, like that's what I prayed for. I did pray to get laid off with money, and I did get laid off with money.
Yeah.
So we touched on money.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm sure people want to know, because to create businesses, whether it's a creative business or not, funding. So how do you fund these ventures, and what one piece of advice can you offer people who want to do the same? Because capital is one of the hardest things, I think, into like that barrier
It
of
is.
entry.
It is. And yes. So for me, Didaá Handcrafted is 100% self-funded. Both are actually. But Didaá Handcrafted, as I said, started as a hobby. I gradually made my way into turn it over into a business. So I was able to gradually purchase equipment as one at a time. You know, all my bags are hand stitched. So
by you.
By me, yes.
Oh, wow.
There are the pieces of equipment that need to be purchased in order to get a piece of leather into a bag. So I really just gradually worked my way to that point. Oma Organics, I've been making buddy butters for, several years. And selling them one at a time as the orders came in, you know, but I made the decision to make it a business about 3 years prior to my launch. And I started off thinking I'll just sell buddy butters and maybe some oils, and that's it. But as I continued to work on my formulas, one thing led to another. Next thing, I'm making soaps, I'm making, masks and all of that. And I had to stop and ask myself what I was trying to do with this. It was more capital intensive to open Oma Organics because I took it from a little thing to this big. It's not big in that sense, but
it's an extensive line.
Yes, more extensive than I expected initially. So
like there's a chapstick.
Sorry?
I said like there's a chapstick.
There's a chapstick, yes, that extensive. But I did it by using personal funds, really. All my bonuses, tax refunds, any little bit I could gather together, I used. It took 3 years to get here. So I wouldn't necessarily say anyone should follow my lead in that sense. I would suggest, and another way I may have done it was to continue along the lines of selling one product one item at a time, and just continue to grow my customer base gradually, and eventually get to that place. If you don't have the disposable income up front to make that investment, because starting a skincare business, it's capital intensive. You need packaging, you need marketing materials. There's so many expenses that come into play that you don't consider when you want to start a business. I'm just going to start a business. But once you get right into it, it gets more complicated and more complex. It requires a lot of financial know-how, so to speak, to make that leap. So I would recommend anyone considering this to really start small within their means, and work their way to the place they envision for their business.
Got it. So you call yourself a lifelong creative. So between skincare, cake decorating, designing bags, which one is your zone of genius? Like which one could you maybe put the others to the side to fully focus on that, and is your true calling?
No. I'll be honest with you. I actually believe that they're all my calling.
Okay.
And I've never, even starting from braiding hair till today, because there's so much more I've done, making jewelry and all of that. I'm what you'd call a multi-potentialite. So I have a few talents that could potentially earn an income. I actually allow myself and life to determine where each of them goes. these are things that I feel I was born with and I've developed over time. My mother used to say, God bless the work of your hands. And she always said that you are so good with your hands. So when my dad was talking about go get your master's, go get a PhD, my mom was like, leave my daughter alone. Her hands will get her where she needs to go. So my focus is not just the financial aspect of the things I do. Didaá, for instance, is therapeutic for me. And I love taking a piece of leather, which I've always been obsessed with, the smell of leather. I know it's crazy, but
no, it's okay. I understand.
I like the smell of gas.
Oh gosh. Oh, you like grass?
Glass. Grass. Gas.
Which one is it? Gas?
Gas.
I kind of like the smell of gas too.
Oh, my sister loves the smell of fuel. Gasoline fuel.
Yep.
Yeah.
So no, not weird at all that you like the smell of leather. No. Not at all.
Okay, so that is therapeutic for me. The skincare just came from my obsession with ensuring that what goes on my kids' skin is the best possible thing on earth. And I wanted to just pass that on, share that really with whomever is willing to join this revolution, so to speak. So I think they're all there for a purpose and a time. And I try as much as possible not to put a timeline on either of them. And I'm just really allowing them to each serve their own individual purpose. And if in the future Oma Organics grows to a place that I choose to sell it, I still will continue to work on skincare. If Didaá Handcrafted does the same, and I'm hoping in the next couple of years, I will be able to hire people and have them do all the major handwork. But I still will continue to make leather bags. I still braid hair till this day. I make jewelry when I feel like it. So these are not things, in my opinion, that have an end. I think they're there to serve me and others, really, for as long as they're supposed to. So sorry, not a direct answer.
Okay, no, that's a fair answer, though. I mean, you are good at all of those things. So
Not to say I'm great at all of them, though, but I really, truly am passionate about each of them. Yeah.
As someone who does not know how to braid hair,
me either.
I don't know how to braid hair at all.
Yeah, I can't even I'm getting better at it, but flat twist, I can't even flat twist.
Oh boy.
No, I do plaits. Sealy is what I look like at night.
Well, I went to boarding school in Nigeria, so it's kind of.
Oh yeah, you guys learned that there. But my mom went to boarding school and she don't know how to braid.
Well, I actually learned from watching braiders who were braiding other people's hair.
In the market. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Got it. She didn't do that. I need to tell her. I was very, very disappointed in her as a Nigerian woman. Oh, no. Okay. Sorry.
Yes. My auntie has amazing skills elsewhere, so please.
She's a great lady, but she don't know how to braid hair. That's all I gotta say.
So can you tell us about your a little bit more? I mean, you've told us quite a bit about your skincare line, but can you give us a little bit more, and then what makes Oma Organics the line that we should choose for our skincare needs?
Well, everything I said, I've said really on this in this conversation. It really stemmed from my desire to make cleaner skincare products. And as I mentioned, it's skincare for self-care through earth care. And the self-care part came in from COVID, really. I was just going to make skincare products that were clean. And I realized during 2020, once COVID kicked in, I was a mess. And I assumed everybody else in the world, most people were suffering the same plight. So it was really important at that time, being cooped up in my house with 2 teenagers and having to monitor them. I felt I was losing my mind practically. So the importance of taking time away and really making skincare products that were really about the experience. I didn't want to add ingredients that serve no purpose. Another thing we say is that every ingredient serves a purpose. When we use essential oils, they have aromatherapeutic benefits. So you're not just washing your skin, you're taking in those scents that actually either help calm you, energize you, whatever the case may be. And I wanted people to take care of their skin while taking care of their soul and their spirit and helping the earth in the process. So I think those three things are key for people who value the importance of taking care of the largest organ in your body. It's actually the entryway for toxins, and unfortunately, you put the wrong things in there, your other organs suffer in trying to process those toxins. So, first thing, someone who cares for skin and natural and organic ingredients that have been proven to be more effective, caring for your soul and your spirit, and ensuring that what you use on your skin actually is beneficial to your how you feel, as well as ensuring that the products are sustainable, eco-friendly, have sustainable packaging, reusable packaging, and all of that. So my daughter actually pushed me into this eco-friendly world. So it was key that if I created a brand for skincare, that I was ensuring that those were key tenets of the brand.
I like.
Yeah.
And also the packaging is eco-friendly as well.
Yes, it is.
Just to let y'all know, she's serious about this.
I am.
So we, this is usually Nikki's question.
Oh, no.
Go ahead. I'm so used to you doing it.
No. You didn't put a name by it, so I figured.
I didn't. It's yours. Go ahead. I forgot. It was yours.
What you got? You got late? Okay. So, everybody we ask, everybody that comes on, we ask to give us some broke advice, some gifted advice, and some black advice. And then also, how can we support you and your brands, and where can we follow you? So first up, give us some broke advice. Don't quit your job.
Yeah.
Don't quit your day job.
Don't quit your day job. Work on your talents slowly but surely. Never give up, but definitely do so with a plan in mind, a proper process, a goal, and attain that, in a timely manner. But certainly don't take any thought out risks.
Okay. Broke advice, gifted advice.
Well, as I said, my motto is leave no God-given gift unexplored. I believe that, I really believe that I'm going to leave this earth knowing that I have explored every possible gift God has given me. It can be a challenge, but I think when it's driven by passion and it's really, truly a gift, it will take you where you need to be. And I don't always mean that financially, because I do believe that gifts are there to serve you and your community and the people around you. So missing out on an opportunity to explore a gift is really costing others in the process. You never know how God will use that gift to help others. So I say definitely explore every possible God-given gift.
I feel like that was directed at me. Okay, and your what's the other one? Black advice.
Okay. Black for me is community. So I would say collaborate, give back, promote every chance you get. In my business, as much as possible, I look for, there aren't a lot of Black suppliers in the skincare industry. My attempt really to get my supplies directly from my source in Ghana actually turned out to be quite a challenge. But as much as possible, I try to find Black suppliers where possible. And I try to collaborate with as many Black business people, my photographer and so on, and so my web designer, all of that. And also promote in the same vein. I have there are a lot of skincare companies, other small skincare companies like mine on Instagram. And every chance I get, I shout out 1, 2, 3, however many of them. And I really don't believe in another person taking your blessing. I think as much as possible, we if we promote each other, we allow the community to grow even better and stronger. So
that's awesome.
I like that.
Me too.
I like that. Maybe we could, do a giveaway. That was me asking, guys.
That would be awesome. Unfortunately, I celebrated my birthday last week, and
happy belated birthday.
Thank you. And Instagram shut me down for attempting a giveaway. So I'm still trying to. I don't know if you've noticed, but my Instagram page is like.
Oh wait! Last night we were trying to tag you, and we couldn't find you, and I blamed Esna.
Oh no!
I was like, you don't know how this shit works.
No, it's Instagram, and it's almost impossible to reach out to anyone to help. I've written many letters, so I'm at a point where I'm trying to make a decision whether to create a new username, a new page. But there goes all my followers and most of my customers. It's actually my direct line to my customers.
So that's
and because I have a shop on Instagram, my assumption is people typically go from Instagram to my Instagram shop to the website. So that link is broken. And so I've been trying to figure out what the right strategy would be at this point. Wait for them to release. They said it's deleted, but I'm hoping it's there on the back end. Release my page once I show that I was not, they claimed I was selling buying likes because I was doing a giveaway. So
people do giveaways all the time though.
Yeah, people do, but their algorithm mistakenly picks the wrong people. And a lot of people have had this issue lately where the algorithm flags the people who are doing the right thing as going against their terms of service. So yeah, it's one of those things that I'm like, I don't know if I ever want to do a giveaway from my end anyway.
Right. Well, we're going to call it something else then. We're going to look up what it is in Spanish, and we'll call it that.
Yes, but I'd love to collaborate with you, my dear.
Okay, so that takes away the last part. Where can we follow you and support? But
well, I'm on it's omaorganics.com. The website is still there.
Okay.
And there's Oma Organics Co. on Facebook. And I still haven't determined what username I will use to reinstate my account on Instagram, but Oma Organics will be there somewhere. There are a few others in Nigeria and elsewhere. So,
gotta figure out the best wording on it. Yeah.
Right.
Is the Philip Young and Co. still on
Young Co. Yes.
Philip Young Co. is still on IG.
There. It is.
Okay.
And I'm actually considering as another option, just changing the name for that one and just combining the two. It makes life a little easier.
Yeah.
So yeah, that might be the option. But Phil Young Co.
Okay.
On Instagram.
Okay. All right. Well, we will put all of that in the show notes. Thank you so much, EJ, for being on the podcast. Thank you for inspiring me to be better.
Oh, you are awesome as you are.
Thank you. And thank you for the cake that you will bake for us whenever we all get together.
Sounds good. Sounds like a plan.
Hint, hint. Tell the kids, send them my love.
I will.
And thank you so much.
All right.
Thank you. Thanks
Bye-bye.
for having me.
Thank you.
Yes.
Goodbye.
Okay. Wonderful guest. We are going to have some sort of giveaway. We will not call it a giveaway though, because Instagram is not deleting the page with her products because they're really great. They really are great. My skin, it was like butter. So moving on to our bath and our gaff. Nikki, your bath?
Yeah, my bath. I'm giving it to freaking Dan Fogelman for ending.
Oh, wait, hold on. Start that again because I forgot to hit record on this.
All
right. Yeah. Okay. So thank you so much to our special guest, Ijeoma of Oma Organics and Didaá handcrafted bespoke leather goods. We're definitely going. Bespoke.
Bespoke.
Yeah. We're definitely going to have a giveaway for her products. They're amazing. They're great. You'll be glowing. No ash for the summer. Hashtag glow 2021. But we'll figure that out. We're not, I don't understand the algorithm and how I can delete your thing. Anyway. But thank you so much, EJ, for being on the podcast. Moving on to our bath and our gaff. Nikki has a bath.
Yes, I have a bath. My bath goes to Dan Fogelman for canceling This Is Us, season 6.
Okay, he didn't cancel it.
Okay, it's not canceled, but ending it. I mean, I guess it can't go on forever.
Yeah.
But I mean, they could explore Tess.
The children?
Yeah. We do see what Tess is gonna do, what Deja's gonna do. Because apparently, I think when she came to the house, that she was not with Malik. Maybe, I don't know. They introduced us to
the older girls.
Jack. They introduced us to older Jack, and then they just
oh yeah, he just disappeared.
They just disappeared. That storyline just went away. It disappeared. Yeah. And then I mean, they introduced Jennifer. Is that the
adopted daughter?
No, no, that was the girl that had a relationship with Kevin, that was friends with Uncle Nicky, and they just kind of threw that story in there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, she was just she's just a random story that was thrown in, and but I mean, I think they could explore some of of that stuff,
I think they're going to be in syndication by the time season 6 rolls around.
But what does that have to do with anything? I mean, yeah,
because I feel like you want to go out on a high note, and This Is Us. Everybody loves it. Yeah, it hasn't jumped the shark. We're not honestly. I know you posted about it, and at first I was worried when I saw your Facebook post about not what's his face from Grey's Anatomy, Avery. Jackson. Yeah. Not Jackson, Avery and I was like, they killed him too? Mm-hmm. And so I honestly have not watched Grey's Anatomy since, because I feel like Grey's Anatomy should end. And they're still talking about renewing it. And I'm like, what else are you going to do?
Well, look at SVU. Nobody wants SVU to end. Are you kidding?
No, but SVU doesn't really have that. Each episode is its own standalone story. Yeah. And oh my God. Organized Crime is really good. You don't like it?
I mean, it's okay. I don't know.
I
don't know if I'm buying Dylan McDermott as this organized crime boss guy.
I kind of buy it because it's usually the ones that don't look like they would be jerks, and he gets other people to do his dirty work.
I mean, he looks like a jerk.
There you go.
But I mean, still, I don't know. I mean, I like Elliot, so and I like the lead lady, Danielle Truitt.
Yeah,
I think it's growing on me, and I think that's with any show, right? I don't think all shows just jump on you like This Is Us jumped on you the first.
I mean, This Is Us is someone called it emotionally manipulative. I'm not going to call it that, but it does know how to tug on those heartstrings.
Right.
It knows how to get you. You know what I mean? Right. I think, personally.
Oh, I agree. But yeah, so he gets the bath. I know we have another good gaff, but I want to give kind of a gaff.
First, I thought you froze because you stayed up there for a long time.
to Kenya Barris, right? So he's ending Blackish. Kind of, I think the same thing, right? On a high note, right?
He's ending it on a high note. I feel like it could have ended a season ago. But he might also qualify for a bath because he's
doing brownish.
Yeah. I feel like he's not quite knowing when to call it quits.
Right. I mean, this ish is out of control.
Yeah, the ish, and then there's still oldish. Remember,
there's still oldish. Yeah,
and then there's
Mixed Ish got canceled. So
yes, it did.
And
we are still open to being showrunners for Deadish.
Yeah.
Okay, Petty Ghost, bring her back. Bring her back. Okay, our other gaff goes to Ava DuVernay, who's always gifted as fuck, who was awarded or given an honorary doctorate from Yale. She just received it May 22nd, marked the 320th commencement ceremony for Yale College. Graduating students from the class of 2021, undergraduate professionals and graduate schools are all alike gathered together in the ceremony, sans an audience. So she is now I would still call myself doctor. So now we're going to call her Dr. Ava DuVernay.
Dr. DuVernay. Yeah.
Dr. DuVernay. And to get any kind of degree, whether it's honorary or real from Yale, is quite prestigious, because I applied to Yale for the MFA, and I got to round 2.
Oh, wow.
And then they told me no more.
Oh, well, hey, at least you got to round 2. Some people don't even get there that far.
True, but it was a process, and those people usually are quite successful. So yeah. Shout out to Dr. DuVernay.
Yes.
Do you have a peak? All I gotta say is next week or the week after next, critical race theory. What the fuck? It's like, why are we banning this everywhere? Why is everybody? Actually, you know what? A peek behind the curtain. Fuck Texas, okay? And fuck Abbott. With all of your stupid bills, and you're banning how racism is taught and slavery, and you're letting people get guns without any background checks or license or any kind of training. And then you're doing your voter suppression. And then you're also banning local government from implementing mask mandates. Like, what the fuck?
And then you're ending government help for the pandemic when you just said government shouldn't be involved in the health of people, but yet you're in the health of women's bodies. It's just the hypocrisy.
So much.
It's like, so wait, what is it? Do you want government to be involved in health care conversations or not? Because
for those things that they want to be involved in, they will be involved in.
Well, don't say that. Don't say you don't think government should be involved here, but then involved elsewhere. Just say nothing.
Or just say that we're hypocrites and we want to control women's bodies. And this is not about life. Because someone was saying that foster care in Texas is privatized. So how is that helping we saw our electrical grid is privatized. The February blackout was because of that. So how are you really helping children? So peek behind the curtain, open up the curtain. I say, fuck Texas, close the curtain. Okay. And that ends our podcast, and fuck Greg Abbott. Once again. And Ted Cruz. That ends our podcast. Follow us on Broke, Gifted, and Black on IG and Facebook. Email us at hey.brokegiftedandblack.com. We're going to have 2 episodes come out this week. We have a bonus and this one. Thank you all so much. Holler at us.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.